Here you go. We are live and ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the season finale here in RFL. It's the 11th final race in its history. And today we have something special going on, something very, very interesting, as we have the likes of Tom Gorian and Vapid fighting it out for the championship today. So we have both drivers and constructors championship at stake today. But Tom Gorian leads Vapid by 5 points, and I think the McLarens lead the second place constructors by 23 points, I believe.
I believe McLaren lead Mercedes by 20 points, and then I think Alpine are an additional 5 points behind. So that is what is at stake. We've got 2 Mercedes, 2 McLarens, and 2 Alpines here in round number 16. As for Rapid, goes provisional pole on the 8.1.
That is a very good lap. That is very competitive, at least compared to what we did in Papa Champs. So we're following Tom Gorian on his lap. He's going to have to make it count. Sector 3. Down the curved main straight. DRS wide open, very close to the wall. And he goes just about third fastest. Still a long way off of Vapid, who seems to have some good pace today around Brazil. And that's gonna be that already. Do you think that seeing that, well, Tom is 3/10 behind, just slightly below 3/10 behind Vapid. Do you think that's going to demoralize him a little bit? Is it going to make him worry, or does he think, oh, I can still do it?
Well, still
a little bit of
dilemma. 10.5 minutes left to go. He maybe made a mistake. Maybe he can find some more time. But yeah, he also knows that this qualifying session very important indeed. Both championships really, and the other Alpine LTK carry about to start a new flying lap, currently sitting second position. About a quarter second off Vapid so far. So if he can find that, he'll find himself on personal pole position. The second Alpine driver.
It could be a great help. Sorry. Obviously, Keitaria, teammates with Tom Gorian. It's his job as teammate to help Tom as much as he can, and if he can get ahead of Vapid, then that's a good thing actually, because what's the points difference between P2 and P3 actually? Is it 5 points?
Yes, in the constructors, yeah. It is 5 points between Mercedes and Alpine.
No. What I meant is what's the point? Like, what's the points difference if you finish in second or in third? That's what I meant.
Oh, yes, that's a 5 points difference. Obviously, point for fastest lap, so that could come into play. As
and there you go.
Original pole position.
Target showing his qualifying abilities. He is a very, very quick driver, especially at certain types of circuits. And again, if he can overcome his tendency to not finish races, which has been the case in most of the races this season, should be able to really help Tom out, because Vapid is now sitting in a Alpine sandwich at the moment. And we only have 2 drivers to set a lap time yet. Lord James not setting a quali lap. He doesn't have a quali ban to serve, right?
No.
So he just
Nothing
chose.
of
He's
that
trying to
sort.
do. He's trying to do essentially a last to first challenge. Wouldn't be the first time. Obviously, he had a very weird accident last week in Las Vegas. Sort of crashed into the pit entry wall in one way or another. Not too sure how that happened, but still a mystery to me. Hopefully that doesn't happen today. So
Yeah,
fresh.
obviously, last time out he was as so fresh goes up to P9. But yeah, last time out in Las Vegas, Lord James had the opportunity to stay mathematically in with a chance of taking the title here. But yeah, as you mentioned, he didn't finish last time in Las Vegas, so is now 51 points off the lead. So it is just between the top two, Tom Green and Vapid, who are separated just by those 5 points. But Vapid this season has 3 victories, whereas Tom Gordon just that sole win in Australia. So if they were to be tied on points, then it would be Vapid Kut who would take the title here.
On pure race wins alone, yeah. Vapid sets out to start his lap time, his second lap of the day. We have 6 minutes and 20 seconds left in the session. It's the final qualifying session on this game as well. For most of these guys, I remember last year when we did Jeddah, the final race of the season on F122. We still had a couple of days left before the game released, at least the early access version. I went and deleted the game 2 seconds after we finished that race because it was just so awful. This one obviously has been much better in my opinion, and I think it deserves a good send-off today, and hopefully that will be the case. Vapid navigating his way through Sector 2, one of my favorite tracks of all time. Wanting to say something, like the weather here can be very unpredictable. Just something people have to bear in mind. In another league last Thursday, I commentated, we had first couple of laps were dry as Vapid sets out to finish his lap time, opens up the DRS very close to the wall. Can he get anywhere close to Keitaria? And he doesn't improve at all, so I think Vapid may have already reached his maximum, you think? Maybe that was already the perfect lap?
Well, he was half a tenth of a second slower than his previous time, so he wasn't far off the doing. And that's about sort of the similar gap in front of him to Keitaria as well, but yeah, as you mentioned, the weather. Obviously, Brazil, also a track which, as we all know, is very unpredictable with the weather.
It probably could play a big part in that race because last week around, you know, I did commentary for a 100% race here around Brazil. It was also a season finale with a 3-way championship battle. And we had dry stint, then we had a wet stint, which turned intermediate stint, which turned into full wet stint. And when 20 laps, and then with 25 laps to go, it started drying out again. So people went on the slicks. And then it started to rain again. The last 20 laps, and for the last 4 laps, it was dry again. So it was an absolutely mad race, that one.
Yeah,
so
obviously.
You
Yeah,
can
Brazil,
never, you can never account out the weather around here.
Yeah, Brazil, a very fitting circuit to have the season finale. For example, title deciders in 2007, 8 and 9, just to name a few of them.
2012, a very famous one.
Yep, 2012 as well. And yeah, in RFL, this is not the first title decider that's been held here either. One that comes to mind Season 5, where Vapid lost out on the title that day in the finale around here.
So who knows? Maybe destiny or fate, in a way, in Brazil could happen again. Who knows? We'll find out in an hour's time. A little bit more, a little bit less than that. Keitaria starts his lap. We have a yellow flag. That's his teammate there in front. Maybe giving up a little bit of slipstream there to his teammates, just to help him a little bit with his app time. Actually, never mind, because Tarje has aborted his lap. Could this mean there's teammate tactics here at play? Doesn't look like it, because Tarje is pulling away very rapidly while Tom is sitting behind. So I don't know, maybe Tom impeding Tarje a little bit. But don't really think that's going to get investigated, since they are teammates, and you don't want to mess up your teammates' race because of a squabble that was an team internal thing. Actually, never mind, because Keitari actually let Tom through. I thought he was waiting. 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the session. Tom Gorian is going to start his final lap of the session. Into the Senaeses, left, right, left. Very long left, that one. At the end of it, let's see, can he improve? He takes a very tight line, staying on the curb, trying to make the least amount of meters as possible. He is a 1.5 tenths up on his lap time. Very beautiful. Sector 1, that one. Up into Sector 2. Very driven part. You need a lot of downforce on this circuit, considering even if you have that many straight lines, you actually do need a significant amount of downforce. He brakes very nicely. Third gear, takes a V-shaped line. Uses up the curb very nicely. Takes the apex. Lovely stuff there. From Tom, takes a tight line. Kisses the curb. He's 2.5 tenths up. He's doing a very good lap here. He could out-qualify Vapid if he keeps this up. Towards the DRS zone. And that's DRS wide open for Tom. Towards the start-finish line. Is he going to improve? Just barely behind. It's 37 thousandths of a second. Separating him from Vapid's second place. And Vapid, also in a lap, he's up on his time. He could get pulled here because he's 1.5 tenths up on his time. Could this be a pole for Vapid on the final race of the season? Lovely camera shot as he goes through the line. Is he going to get pole? He does. He gets pole position. Very close margins. And he's going to lead the field into turn 1. Not what Alpine needed at all there, but what a stunner of a lap there done by Vapid. He takes provisional pole position. Tom obviously has finished his lap. Scott comes out of nowhere. I've completely counted him out for that one.
Indeed.
That came out of nowhere, quite literally. Second place for the Ferrari driver, who's unfortunately missed most of the season, but he's managed to make an appearance here in this final one. What would be a season finale without having Scott here? You couldn't call it a finale without him in here. And he puts himself next to Vapid. These two have had quite a few squabbles over the past couple of seasons here in RFL. If you recall Japan Season 8, maybe.
Yep, certainly do.
Recalls, so who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, 7,000
of a second
separating the top two, and I believe that this is Vapid's first pole position of the season.
Yeah, usually Lord James is usually the one who takes pole positions. I think he's done on every occasion except today, and I think Jeddah This was the only other one he didn't get pole position in, I'm pretty sure.
I think it was something like 11 pole positions he's taken this season. Something around that ballpark. So there's been 4 or 5 rounds where he hasn't taken pole position.
It's so difficult to remember. So difficult to remember. Obviously, he's taken most of them, over half of them, double digits. And it looks like we have a sunny race, but the other league I commentated in, it also started very sunny, but we had a hell of a race in terms of weather forecast. People staying out on inters when it was dry, or people staying out on dryers when it was inters conditions, just to try and last out the small periods of rain or dry conditions. And maybe we might see something like that today.
Yeah, we certainly could. And yeah, this is perfectly poised for this finale now. We've got the 2 championship trialists towards the front of the grid, and the chaser on pole position, and the defendee in, was it what position was it? It was, I know it's on the second row, yeah, P4, so a couple of cars separating the top 2 in the championship, which is very much what Vapid would be wanting.
So right now, as it stands at the moment, the ball is in Vapid's court. He's got all the cards in his hands. He's got Tom, who's a couple of positions behind him. And it looks like Vapid has some good pace up his sleeve, but that's only qualifying. We don't know if the race is going to be the same thing. Because if you recall in Papa Champs, he didn't really have that good of a race that time around. So it's still anything that can happen, obviously. Sebastian Vettel in 2012 getting tagged at turn 4. At the end of
I feel like now would be a good time to just run through a few of the permutations for the championship. So if Vapid finishes first, then Tom needs second position and the fastest lap if he wants to take the title. And if Tom were to win, then that would guarantee him the title.
I mean, as long as he finishes ahead, then I think that's a good thing. But I believe if they finish P3 and P4 with Tom behind Vapid, I think that's when Tom still wins the championship.
So if Vapid is second, then Tom either has to win or be third and fastest lap.
And if you have the likes of is Finn's racing today?
He should have been, but he doesn't seem to be here.
Oh, okay. All right. Someone who could upset the balance today could be Lord James if he has a clean race and can move himself up to the front. We know he has the pace. He's an alien in terms of pace, Lord James. I'm convinced that if he can keep his wing out of trouble, pretty convinced that he can move his way through the pack and up towards the front. So you could have a James and Scott finishing in first and second, and it wouldn't matter anymore if Vapid finished third or fourth or whatever, because if Tom finishes fourth and Vapid finishes third, in that case would mean Tom is the champion.
Yeah. So if Vapid finishes third, then Tom only needs fourth or higher. Then once it gets back to fourth, then it goes to sixth or higher for Tom. So yeah, he does have obviously that 5 point advantage in the points, but then with Rapid having more wins, then it gets very risky for Tom if he's not ahead of
Yeah,
Rapid, especially in the higher positions as well.
yeah, indeed, that is the case. Yeah, but obviously, at the moment, Vapid has the track position advantage, and Tom has the points advantage heading into this race. We should be going now. It's 29 past, which means we should have been starting a minute ago.
Yeah, I believe that the timer's probably on by now.
There you go.
Yep,
And
the
for the
tension just increases even more now.
I'm
as
nervous
you get
myself.
the formation lap underway.
The final formation lap of the season. One last parade lap with 11 drivers here
Only
tonight.
one starting on the hards, that is the Williams of Colombian P10. Everyone else medium tyres, and it is now just 36 laps between now and the end of RFL season 11.
Indeed. True. Obviously, I mean, if you think about it, if I look at this grid order right here, yeah, Vapid has the advantage of starting first, but he's got a Scott, he's got a LTK Tardier behind him. Those two can be very quick, especially Kate. Sorry, I still mispronounce his name, Kate Tardier.
Yeah, obviously he's got good pace, as he's shown over the season in qualifying. It's just that bit of consistency
Hold up a
at
second.
race time that he's not really had the best of luck on. But hopefully for himself and for his chances in the constructors, he'll have that consistency this season.
Okay, apologies for that. I had to quickly interrupt for a call. I'm nervous. I'm nervous myself. But this is the second time in 3 days in which I'm commentating a championship finale. It's sort of nerve-wracking, not to say. And the driver line up for the final time on F1 23 here at Brazil RFL, the finale. And we should be heading on the way very soon. This time, for one last time, the game actually manages to get me a good angle. Something we like to see. Okay, here you go, here we 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 go. We have 5 red lights. And it's go, go, go for the Brazil Grand Prix. Scott has a great start. Scott moves into the lead with both Alpine trying to go around the outside of Vapid. You have Tom. Tom is up to third. Tom is up to third. Tom is ahead of Vapid, but no, he has to pull behind. There's a crash at the back. Two cars have spun. I think it's Lord James. Lord James has had an accident with Fisichella and Kizlesko. Tom Gorey and the two championship rivals are going into the corner. Tom is ahead. He's taking the lead. He's not taking the lead. Sorry, he's taking second place. He's ahead of Vapid now. Scott has taken the lead after a brilliant start. Now Vapid is being put under pressure by Tom's teammate, Tardier in fourth place. Other than that, the field has gone through except that accident here at the beginning with Fisichella and Lord James. Hopefully James continues on. Oh, Tardier is very close to Vapid. He's pushing him around already. With Tom sticking close to Scott. Can K. Tardier do anything about Vapid in front of him? He is obviously Tom's teammate. He has to help him in any way, shape or form. If he can't do that, Scott is going for the... Tom is going for the lead around the outside. Goes Tom Gorian into P1. He takes the lead at the end of the first lap into the Senna as he He leads the field now with Scott in second, Vapid in third, Tarrier in fourth, Deton in fifth, and Skulker in sixth. These guys are all within a second of each other, with Columbia having a little bit of a bigger back there, a gap there at the back. Vapid seems to have gone a little bit on the grass there. He's putting pressure on Scott. Obviously, Scott, not somebody who gets past very easily. He got done around the outside there. Obviously, Scott with a full deployment of ERS. Tom's already used up just about half of this. And he's pulling away. He's pulling outside that crucial DRS detection point. 1 second is the gap now between Scott and Tom. Tom now needs to get away as quickly as possible, because Scott doesn't look like he's having some good pace at the moment. He's losing time. He's losing a lot of time. K-Tire is really close to Vapid now. Could he challenge for third place? He's taking aim. He's taking aim. He's taking aim. He's closing up. He's closing the gap. Overtake mode activate. Scott defends the outside. K-Tire has nowhere to go. He's a bit boxed in there. Vapid has to go around down the inside. It's a very dangerous move to make there into turn one, especially against somebody like Scott, who does know how to defend a position. These two are having come to clash around down the inside. He's on the grass there. Vapid really trying to force his way past Scott. Scott around the outside gets forced off the circuit. And he is on the grass and has to give up the position. He's very aggressive though around the outside. Tom, can Scott do it around the outside? He's trying to overtake Vapid around the outside. They're going side by side. Can he stick it? He gets forced off wide just a little bit. And that's Vapid through there. Brilliant fight there for P2 there. Tom now 2 seconds up ahead. He's got the advantage now of being that far ahead. Scott has lost some ounce of time. That was a brilliant battle. Don't know if he's got damage maybe. They made a little bit of contact, these two. The DRS is wide open for Scott. Can he do anything about Vapid? Look at how much time he's closing up. He's closing up. He's going to send it. He sends it down the inside of Vapid into turn one. He makes the move stick. He runs wide though. They're going side by side, and Vapid around the outside takes the place again. K-Tar is trying to get past Scott now. DRS wide open. Oh! Vapid really moving late there. Scott's not going to be happy about that. Way too aggressive there from Vapid. He just moved over on him.
Yeah, it's been very clean in opening 3 laps, but they may have gone
around the outside.
Close to, if not over the line, as Scott tries to remain ahead of Vapid if he can. But this is all very much working how Tom would have wanted. He has the lead and he's got 2.25 seconds gap to Vapid.
I think that's. I think Scott here can put a ticket in against Vapid, because in my eyes that looked very on the limit. But we'll let it. We'll see that after the race, as once again DRS wide open for Scott. K-Tarier though. K-Tarier is having a look down the inside. They're going side by side, and K-Tarier is ahead. He's ahead now. Lord James is closing up real fast to these lot. He's only 6/10 behind SoFresh, and SoFresh himself is only 3 seconds behind Skullkiller. Then he's gonna be. K-Tarier has a look down the inside. He has a look. He does have this. He does have some very good pace. Tarier. Oh, don't do that there. That's way too dangerous. Trying an overtake there. Vapid is really being put under massive pressure by these lot. He's holding up the field at this point in time. It looks like the guys behind him are just faster. Tom ahead has a healthy gap. 2.2 seconds, and it doesn't look like Vapid is able to catch that up.
Yep, obviously a lot of cars in that area from behind, so it's going to be very difficult to shake off. And
look, in the meantime, Lord James has made the overtake on SoFresh. There's a yellow flag. Something's happened. Is it Clumby? Is it Clumby?
Yeah, it was, but he's back on the way now, I think.
K-Tarier down the inside of Vapid! Into turn one, he takes the second place. Away from Vapid, and now this is really uncomfortable here. Really uncomfortable territory for Vapid. Scott still within DRS range. Can he do anything? Can Vapid do anything? Vapid's not using his ERS. He doesn't want to get past him just yet.
Yeah, Tari defending the inside very smartly there. It's a 1-2 for Alpina at the moment.
Yeah. It's a 1-2 for Alpine. Maybe what Tari could do now, he could do something what Perez did in 2001 to help Verstappen in his championship bid. Could just drive slowly maybe and try and hold him up, but I don't think that is the case here. I think he just wants to get away out of DRS range. Obviously, Tari does have the pace to challenge Tom as well, obviously. With Lord James gaining
this time
another
Vapid's going to have the DRS though.
Yeah, but he's far behind.
Yeah, but he can still close up, and then there's going to be another DRS zone as well. So it's now a question of can LPK get a good exit here onto the
Vapid's had a bit of an
corner.
awful exit. Vapid's had a pretty awful exit. Scott, who has a mad amount of straight line speed in that Ferrari. Okay, Tari has had a little bit of a slide. Very dangerous there. Okay, Tari is really... If Tari manages to hold Vapid up, Tom has to make a statue of Tari, literally. Like...
yeah, he'll certainly be thanking his teammate if that were to happen. But obviously, still a long way to go in the race.
Yeah, 30 laps left, just about 29. Vapid is staying close to Tarje. Tarje, who himself is gaining on Tom, and at this point now, he's just dragging Vapid along right now. Don't know if that's the wisest choice.
It's got some of the pressure from Deaton here in the battle for what is P4. Deaton up the inside, he's trying to go through, but it's not quite enough this time around. They beat each other with space.
And that's cost him. That's got Scott DRS. Deaton showing that he can be a very aggressive driver.
Yeah, I think Scott's used a lot of his DRS there, which is unlike
Oh,
him.
Deaton pushes him out. Got pushed wide. Oh yeah, K-Tari is now gaining a lot on Tom. He's he's only 1.5 seconds behind. So, really, I'm trying to understand what the point is now. If you're Tom's teammate, your teammate is challenging for the championship, and his rival is behind you, I would do anything I could to hold up that person. If I'm...
maybe something else. Maybe Tom is trying to give his teammate DRS so he can defend from Vapid. I don't know how accurate that sort of
I don't think Tom is willingly giving him DRS. I don't think Tom would do. Vapid has run a little bit wide. Yeah, he's had a little bit of a sideways moment.
Scott coming under pressure from Skulker out 5. As I think Skulker had a look at turn 1, but wasn't quite able to make the move this time around. Vapid is closing up to the back of the Alpine LTK Tari.
Oh, that was very close there. Vapid almost rear-ending. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at what's going on. I think he's doing what I suggested him to do, is essentially. Just a couple of moments ago. He's starting to hold up Vapid now. Because Tom was only one and a...
DRS range of the Mercedes of Vapid now.
Deaton obviously with a constructor's battle on the line. Deaton has a constructor's battle on the line. I don't think he really gives... he doesn't really care about the championship status. He only wants to win the constructors and he wants to score as many points as possible. So, Tarje, but he's got no deployment at his disposal, which is just gonna let Vapid through at this point, who's got plenty of VRS. But maybe
Chocolate are also taking P5 there, but Tarry can see if there's maybe a gap in the outside.
James at the back. James at the back is catching up to these guys. So if James
side by side. Oh. Momentarily there was side by side again for P2. Space doesn't quite open up for Tarry here, but he's still very much with his nose on the tail of Rapid here.
James is catching up rapidly. He's only half a second behind Scott now, and Scott is just 1.5 seconds behind Skulker. So James has some decent amount of pace. Even with no ERS deployment, Kate Tyler is doing his best to attack, and Vapids run wide. Vapids run very wide. And that's cost him the position against Tom's teammate. And Kate Tyler ahead.
Tarry able to do the switch there, as Lord James managed to get himself ahead of Scott now.
Yeah, Lord James is approaching rapidly. So, if James, let's be honest, James has a lot of pace in that car. Tyler is doing the work of the gods here for Tom. So look at how much time Tom is gaining now, thanks to Tyler being the best teammate Tom could have ever asked for at the moment. Vapid has had a slide. Vapid's had a slide. That's going to put him under attack by Deton. Deton opening up his DRS. Vapid just about staying within DRS range there. Is Deton going to send it down the inside? Wouldn't put it past him. He is a very aggressive driver. Almost rear-ends Vapid there. I think Vapid had a little bit of a scare. And that, on the other hand, that puts Vapid's teammates into play. But no ERS deployment for Skullkiller either. It's just gonna put Vapid under more pressure. He's just losing time now. He's being held up in a train caused by Keitario, and James is inviting himself to this party. Look at how much time.
Certainly closing in. And yeah, Keitario certainly using the drivers behind to his advantage to try and get him to the pressure on Vapid here.
Going on board with Vapid, sound up. As I think this time around he is close enough. They both have about the same amount of ERS deployment. Is Vapid going to send it down the inside? He is. Is he going to run wide? He doesn't.
He has though given Tarry slide.
Oh, that was really dangerous.
He has given the DRS to Tarry, but now that slide has meant that it's going to be tier C on who is going to be in third position. Tarry recovered to stay P4 though.
Yep. Don't think Deton is going to play nice here. He's got a Constructors' Championship on the line against Mercedes, so he's going to do his best to get past Vapid if he can.
Yep, this is now Vapid's best chance to get away from this pack though. He needs to have a beautiful lap here. And Deton needs to try and stay as close as he possibly can.
DRS open for both of them, I think. Keitario has to get past Deton again to try and get back up to Vapid. Down the inside of Deton. Deton doesn't give up the position. They tag tires a little bit. Tyre with the DRS is ahead. Both of them. Look at Skullkiller. Skullkiller. Lord James is also there. He's also there. Trying to get past these lot because he's got very good pace. He's caught up to them after an accident at the beginning of the race. Not sure if he's got damage or not from that. he had to recover a lot of time. And now Vapid is losing time again. He still is losing. He's not gaining anything against Tom. Tom is actually pulling away. He's pulled away a 1/10 of a second. With Kate Tarrier getting back into DRS range. Tom has now pushed the gap up to 4 seconds. Tarrier. Oh, into the pits. Into the pits. That's first one to calling the shots for the pits is Vapid.
Oh, and Scott's got a second penalty. Speeding into the pit lane now.
James, something's happened to James. James spun again. James has spun again into turn 1. Don't know what happened, but he was sideways facing the wall. And that's put all of it, that's just undone all of his hard work there. He's lost all of that time now. So
I'd expect Tom to cover off that pit stop potentially, or maybe
have Kate Tarrier pit in first. Because Vapid's going to need 1 lap to get those tires up to temperature, while Kate Tarrier's tires already are warm. If he pits in
I think
again,
for sure we're going to see one of the Alpines in at least.
Yeah. Tom still has a little bit of margin. If Tarrier has a good stop,
Tom's
lap.
going into the pits.
Yep. So Tom
No
goes
risk
into the pits.
taken.
Yep. No penalties for Tom entering the pit lane, so that's a very good thing. So it's a hard compound tire being fitted on an Alpine. And that's all the stops done. 20 laps left in this race to go. So hopefully Tom keeps it clean here in the pits. Yeah, you can see he took it cautiously there. Vapid is just about 5 seconds. He actually lost time compared to Tom. So Kate Tarrier now. Skull Killer is past Deton, by the way. We've completely missed that overtake. So Kate Tarrier now has to do a great in lap. Plus he has the tyre advantage now against Vapid. He's got 2 laps fresher tyres compared to Tom's rival. And those 2 laps can make a little bit of a difference. 10th or 2, just a little bit more grip. That is going to come in handy. All of that, obviously, if he pits in and not without, and he doesn't get a penalty, speeding in the pit lane. Let's see what tires are fitted onto the Alpine. Obviously, it's going to be hards. The question is, can he exit out ahead of Vapid? Don't think he will be able to. If he does, he doesn't. He does not manage to get out. Scott taking up all the slipstream he can. Tyre now on fresh hards. Now can do his job and try and get past Vapid again. Man, what a race so far, and we're not even halfway through.
Yep, it is certainly living up to the
Brazil
hype,
reputation.
and yep, Brazil providing once again, and Eton staying at another lap well out in front at the moment. But Scott has got the DRS on LTK Tari here. He is Alpine driver just a little bit off the DRS of Vapid at the moment, who is almost 5 seconds behind Hungarian.
The gap hasn't changed too much compared to Tom and Vapid. It's remained around that 5 second range, plus minus. Lord James having to do the entire work again in 7th place. He's 8 seconds off of Scott and 9 seconds off of Keitaria. He's got 18 laps to make that up and have give his own opinion on this. In terms of, obviously not in terms of verbal opinion, but in terms of racing opinion. If he can get himself into this battle, he could potentially shift the balance even more. Keitaria, now with slightly warmer tyres, he's not managing, he is there, he's staying there, 1.1 seconds the gap between himself and Vapid. As it stands now, Tom is...
Oh, it's got a penalty.
Vapid's got a penalty, that's big!
For Vapid.
That is big, actually, let's actually check. I want to see how many Tom has. Tom... Right, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to jinx it. Keitaria.
Keitaria, though, is working to get that DRS, and he's very close now to doing so.
Scott as well. Scott is not going to stay out of this. He wants a piece of this battle, of course. He is still a full time. He still has to beat anyone he can, regardless of if they're in a championship fight or not. And now,
the case.
can Keitaria get with him? He's almost within that DRS detection zone. Is he? Is he? Is he? Is he? He is not. It's barely. Ah, that's frustrating for him. That's frustrating for him. He is within just about. He's got 0%.
Might get in next or not. He gets a good run.
Oh, he is now. Now he's out of it again.
Oh, it's very close, but I don't think he's got it.
No, he didn't get it, unfortunately, but he is within it now. I just want to check real quick. Right, don't want to jinx this one.
Oh, he's made a mistake. Oh.
Who?
Bit of lag there. I thought Ty made a mistake in turn 4, but it's turned out to be a bit of lag on my screen there. But Ty using that DRS as much as he possibly can. And it's south side with P8 because Let's Go getting ahead of Fisichella, the McLaren driver, desperate to try to defend that lead in the Constructors' Championship. There was 20 points heading into this round ahead of Mercedes.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, by the way. Also, I'm not too sure, by the way, if Tom's made a mistake or not, because the gap has gone down to from 5.4 when he came out of the pits to 4.1. Taria having to... Oh, he has a look. He has a look. Vapid trying to get a wider and better run. And taking in the wider line. DRS is now available for Keitaria. He's going to put... Where's Vapid's going to go? Vapid's going to defend the outside. And that's all he needs to do as well, essentially. All Keitaria also needs to do it's just to have Vapid misplace his car.
Yeah, I'll say force Vapid to defend the inside there in turn 4 there, and
into turn 5 as well, yeah.
With that 3-second penalty as well, it could be a little bit demoralising for the Mercedes driver, as there's another battle for P8 between Keselowski and Fisichella. Keselowski comes out on top for the moment in P8. Could be significant probably in a race, depends sort of where Deton slots in late pits and he pits now.
Keitaria side by side with the Mercedes man, and he gets in front of him. They switch positions, and that is very nice, very nicely in front. It's an Alpine 1-2.
Yep, so going on to the soft tyre, so can he use that to his advantage possibly?
Vapid very aggressively weaving behind,
yeah.
Very aggressively weaving behind Keitaria. Obviously, Vapid is starting to feel the pressure now, obviously. Because he's got a penalty on his head. He's got
certainly
Tom.
does.
Yeah, he's got Tom ahead. He's got K-Tarrier ahead of him. He's got a 3-second time penalty. That could be very demoralizing indeed for the Mercedes driver. And yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Tom still retains his lead of 4 seconds and just about 4 seconds half. You're going into turn 1.
Fisichella there, beating P8 there, ahead of Kuzlesko once more.
K-Tarrier, this time, obviously he doesn't have that much ERS deployment. Vapid then needs to be very aggressive. He has a look down the inside. K-Tarrier extends the braking and he gets just about shoved out of the way. Again, he puts Vapid in a very awkward position. Down the inside, he has a look. He's gonna make Vapid defend. K-Tarrier now has the cards in his hands to really try and play with Vapid a bit here, because he could just send it down the inside in every corner as he has a little bit of a slide but keeps it tidy. He could put Vapid under so much pressure. He's not going to get away because he's got DRS. So with DRS getting past Vapid again, they're going side by side. I think they touched wheels a little bit. Vapid doing his best.
Got close to doing so.
Yeah, Vapid having to lift and give up the place. He's got a very good exit. You can look at that. Scott got another time penalty. I think around the outside though. Vapid. Oh, can't see really well where Vapid is. Going on board with him, blinking all the way. K-Tarrier is unable to recharge his ERS, but so has it handicapped Vapid as well. In the meantime, Tom pulling away 5.7 seconds. Vapid around the outside, having a look, trying to get a tighter line, allowing him a better exit out of the corner. Up the hill towards the finish line. Can Vapid do anything now against K-Tarrier, who's just... K-Tarrier doesn't really... It doesn't interest him if he's got ERS or not. All he needs to do is sort of hamper Vapid in every way he can.
Vapid though takes P2, but has to just give DRS back to him.
Yeah, he has. He tries to force him on the inside. He tries to force him very aggressively on the inside. Vapid, you still need to leave the car space there on the inside. All the time you need to leave a space. As in, oh, he goes on the grass as well. Ooh, that was really close. Way too close for comfort there. K-Tarrier defending the inside line. He doesn't mind doing these defensive maneuvers. He does not mind at all, because it's just going to favor Tom on the long run. Scott, another penalty. Scott's getting penalties left.
Penalty.
Yeah, he's taking penalties.
There.
Ah, Skull. Sorry about that. Was it because they both have 10 and 4 in their names? Sorry. I've got the party layout on screen that covers sort of the penalty screen there.
Vapid though has DRS onto again. He stays to the left hand side to try to defend the inside.
He's got the inside line. He's got the more ideal line. This race has all been about the battle for P2 between the two of them, with Scott joining in a couple of times. Lord James though, look at that, just silently and quietly, after spinning twice, Lord James has made his way back up to the back of Scott. He's almost within a DRS range. So he is going to join this battle.
Side by side for P2.
Around the outside.
Terrible angle.
Very
anyway.
Vapid very aggressive on the inside now, which turns to the outside and inside for K-Tarrier. K-Tarrier can just send it and just tell Vapid, hey, if you try to make the move here, it's on you if something happens to your race, essentially. And that's just putting Vapid further and further behind, and that's just frustrating him. You probably could imagine that's just frustrating.
Yeah.
The
As long
absolute.
as as long as Harry stays clean, there's nothing wrong with what he's doing. Vapid with DRS once again. He's gone up the inside this time. Has he made the stick though?
Yes, he
Oh,
has.
he's in
Oh!
Oh, he's in the wall. Oh, he's out.
They made contact there. They made contact.
Oh, safety car.
Was that Vapid? Was that Vapid closing the door on Keitaria there?
Don't know for sure. I had a decent view of it, but I don't
Not too.
want to
It
put
looked like
blame
the
on
two
one
of
or the
them.
other there.
Yeah, it looked strange. It looked like they made contact, and that was Keitaria around. Yeah,
But
that's.
this is not what Tom would have wanted though. At all.
Yeah, with not even 10 laps to go. His saving grace, though, his saving grace is Vapid's penalty.
Yes, that is true. That is very true.
At the moment, if the field is going to get bunched up together.
Tom's going to come into the pits.
Watch out for the speeding. Come on, you can take it easy, Tom. There you go.
Is Vapid going to pit though? That's the
He
question.
He has to, essentially. I mean, of course.
Yeah. He could have taken track position,
But it doesn't matter if you have old hards compared to everyone else who's on. Although Scott is going to aim for track
going to
position.
take the track position. Yeah.
Lord James also in the pits. All of them changing onto hard compound tires. Hard, yeah, sure, Angel.
Scott though, he's
Soft.
had Delta. He's had his Delta time. And that means Tom. Please don't overtake the safety car, Tom. Oh my gosh, that was close.
That was really close there. You can see him lock up a little bit.
Yeah.
Lap 28 out of 36. Lord James is going to be pivotal in this one.
Yeah, he's obviously now going to be right in the tail of Vapid here. And yeah, obviously Scott has put himself between the two championship protagonists as So Fresh has retired.
I think
on
Scott didn't
the
want
back
to.
straight.
I think Scott didn't want to get the penalty removed in the pits because he obviously has. I think he had a penalty for speeding in the pit lane, which would have cost him a lot of track position. In that case, let me see. Yeah, 5-second time penalty. Yeah, he does have one. That would have cost him a lot of time. Time that I think he can't gain on track. Especially with Kozlowski being so far behind. It's 37, over half a minute behind Skull Killer. Safety car.
I'll tell you who the safety car has benefited. It will be the McLaren team. They've got a chance now to get a few more positions. And obviously with two cars still in the race, they obviously still have Mercedes and Alpine to watch out for. Haas will be in the back of their mind. They've obviously only got Lord James in the race.
Man, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. All I know is that Tom has a huge advantage at this very moment in time. He's got Scott behind him who's on hards, and he's gonna be a sort of cork in the bottle for a couple of corners at the very least. Yeah, Vapid with his penalty, obviously with the field all bunched up again. I think we're going to have to go one more lap with the safety car, which puts it at 7 laps left in this race.
Yeah, I think we will have one more lap, which means that, yeah, we'll get, what was that, maybe 6 racing laps to go. If the safety car obviously comes in at the end of this lap, which I believe it should do.
I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. We're looking back at Scott. Scott and James are going to be pivotal in this one.
Yeah, certainly.
Really, these two. Yeah, because Lord James has the pace over all of these guys, and let's not beat around the bush here. Lord James got more than enough pace up his sleeve.
Yeah, so he's not got a time penalty so far, so he it's certainly.
You could also say
good for a podium.
You could also say Tom cannot run out of fuel anymore because he's got a safety car now to save fuel a little bit if he is saving. That is the case, because I've just seen Lord James is in first gear revving the living life out of that engine, trying to consume fuel, trying to get rid of fuel with high revs. Safety car is, I think, going to be in at the end of this lap. And oh boy, Tom has led every single lap so far in this race. Every single lap has been led by Tom. Maybe except the first one, I think. The first one was led by Scott. And the safety car is in, and for the final time we'll have a restart. I think, unless there's another calamity which causes another safety car. Tom warming up his tires for one final time, hopefully. He's got the chance to go, and he's gone. He's taken absolutely.
Oh, someone's lost some front wing though. Might have been Lord James.
Deaton down the inside of, no, that was Deaton, and Scott's already lost a place to Vapid. Vapid now gonna have to do everything he can to catch up to Tom and gain, ignoring out Skull Killers, just piling on with the penalties. Lots of people getting Lord James. Lord James also has a penalty now. So what Vapid needs to do, he needs to get past Tom and gain 3 seconds to try and get past him and win the championship. Scott now is, of course, on those old hards, he's losing a lot of time. Lord James in that regard as well. He's also going to be, he's got wing damage as well. James with wing damage, unfortunately. So it's all to play between the two of these lot right here. But it's the two championship rivals leading 1-2 in this race. Lord James gets past Scott, but James has damage to his wing.
Sets the fastest lap, which is important indeed.
Yes, it's very important that he has that to his name, because tires obviously will degrade, and I don't think Vapid has it enough to do anything about it. Even if Vapid can get the fastest, I don't think anyone else can anymore, unless they pit again. And lap 32 out of 36. Tom leads the race and he's slightly gaining. Scott loses a place to Kozlesko. Scott on those old hards, nothing much he can do anymore. There's a yellow flag. I think Columbia spun.
Yeah, it's got back underway though, so no safety car for that. Vapid has got within a second of Tom.
And he's lost it again. He's lost the second again. He's within a second once again.
Scott under pressure now from Deaton.
Oh, Vapid gets the fastest lap. Vapid has got the fastest lap. Vapid has the fastest lap. So, Tom, I don't know if that penalty, I don't know if Vapid's penalty has potential to get removed. Not too sure. We shall see about that. He's got 1 warning, 2 warnings, and a 3rd warning with a penalty. So it wasn't a glitch. It was a genuine on-track penalty. Let's check. Let's check if he's got any other warning. Yes, he got another warning after that. He's on his 1st strike. If he gets another 2 strikes, he's on his 2nd penalty. Tom is now being put under pressure by Vapid Coot 74. 2 championship leaders. Vapid needs to try and get past and gain 3 seconds on Tom, but I don't think Tom's going to allow that easily.
It is the top 2 in the championship, and we've got no one else for company now.
Tom taking the racing line into the corner. That's the longer he stays ahead, the less time Vapid has to extend the gap. And obviously Tom's going to have, if Vapid does get past him, then yeah, that's he can still stick with.
Making the move for P5.
So right now, as it stands, Lord James is out of contention for, of course, I mean, they are all anyway more than 3 seconds behind Vapid, so Vapid's essentially nullified his penalty against everyone else except Tom. About to head into lap 35. It's the final 2 laps of the season. Down the inside, Vapid goes. What does Tom do? Tom sticks behind. So all Tom needs to do is stick with him. Stick with him, not let him get away. He wants to get past him though. He wants to get by again. Vapid very aggressively closing the door on Tom there. Tom retakes the lead with a very nice
P5 brewing as well. He's on staying ahead of Skullkiller for now.
Just want to keep looking at this battle for the lead. Obviously Tom would love to win this on track, on pace, by staying ahead of Vapid. And I don't think Vapid has any chance to get the penalty removed anymore, because he's got another warning on top of that additionally. That means it's completely solidified. Tom with a little bit more ERS deployment available. Ooh, Vapid had a look down the inside, but pulls out of it.
He's cost himself a bit of time though. Is that going to be crucial? And we're now on the final lap of the Grand Prix.
Final lap of the Grand Prix. The 2 championship leaders are leading 1 and 2. Lord James with wing damage is 4 seconds behind. Tom leading the final lap. I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much done. Both of them have the same exact amount of ERS, and the DRS doesn't get activated until right at the very end of the straight.
Yep, he's unable to defend P5 from Skullkiller once again, with the killer also waiting in the wings though.
And ladies and gentlemen, I think it is over now, because I think Vapid has given it up. He's over 7/10 behind. Even if he was close, Tom with plenty of ERS towards the line. Tom Gorian across the line. He is going to win the RFL Championship, and he's done it finally after so long. Vapid closes up in 2nd place after a brilliant battle for the 2nd place against Tom's teammate K-Tarrier, with Kozlesko finishing 3rd thanks to Lord James's penalty. 4th for him. Deton in 5th. 6th place for WF1 Fisichella with Clumby and Skullkiller. Scott trying to get the fastest lap at the end. He's going to steal the fastest lap at the very end there in P9. And there you have it. That's it. He takes
he
the
did it
fastest
again.
lap. He did get it.
Imagine if that made the difference. But yeah, Tom Gordon is the RFL Season 11 Drivers' Champion, and I believe McLaren have done enough to be the Constructors' Champion.
Indeed,
with
indeed.
his Let's Go Champions Tom.
Indeed, indeed. And that is definitely it. There, Tom waving the Scottish flag. The championship trophy completely and fully his. Happily sitting there in P1. Trophy up in the air, and it is about to be time for the champagne. And there you go, Spring, his engineer. It's a team member, Tom Spring, with, of course, that's a very nice shot there with Vapid and Tom as well. Planking bottles. Man, that was brilliant. That was race of the season, in my opinion. And there you have it, fully fledged out. Your results. Tom Gorian wins the race after leading every single lap, except I think lap 1. He is the RFL World Champion. Well, World Champion. RFL Champion. He's done it. And good for him. Hopefully he's going to enjoy that. He's going to enjoy that very much. Vapid, valiant effort in second place. Very valiant effort indeed. Because let's go in third. Old James, Teton, 6th, 7th for Columbia, Scott Clears, 8th, 9th, Scott, 10th for So Fresh, and 11th, LTK Tario. I think you were saying you wanted Tom in here, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna just
have Tom.
If you wanted to, get him in.
Just get Tom in here. Let's have Tom in here. Best if we just have him, just in case. Let's see if he wants to join. if he's even there, if he's just gone away to celebrate or something.
Yeah, and it means that in 11 seasons we've got 11 different drivers' champions as well.
Very well indeed. I don't think Tom will join us. I think he is recovering from that, very understandably so. Anyway, that is it for season 11. Your driver's champion. Oh, there he is. He's here. Never mind, ladies and gentlemen. We have our RFL champion sitting here with us.
God.
Make sure to include your audio, Tom, because we want to hear your tears.
Yeah. Yeah, my
audio is included. So, of course, we don't usually do driver interviews, but I think today we can make a big exception. Tom, our RFL champion, leading every single lap of the race from start to finish. And first of all, how does it feel? How are you feeling, Tom?
I'm absolutely shattered. I can't lie, I've got a banging headache. I knew that I was going to be on the back foot when it came to qualifying. First of all, let me say, GG to Fapper, he's a hell of a competitor. He's a champion in his own right. And yeah, it was an honour to have that battle with him in the end. And look, regardless of what the other drivers did today with him, the battles they had, it was a great honour, a great fight to be on track with Vapid. He's certainly champion, and bottom line is he's a hell of a rival. He's my longest rival, but this weekend, man, a lot of mental stress, just simply because of just everything, man. Just the league in general. I've been here since day one, like that, like Herbie, like you. I've been doing this now for the best part of nearly 10 years now. Oh my God, 10 years.
Yeah.
I never thought I never thought for a solitary second that I was going to be, good enough or consistent enough to win a league racing championship. But in qualifying, I pretty much accepted that I wasn't going to be that good, but I didn't expect to be less than 2 tenths behind Vapid, and it was a very close fight going for position. And then the race was pretty much decided at the start. I pretty much knew that I had to bolt it in the first 2 laps because, for all I knew, the fast lap point could matter. So I got the jump. Well, Vapid got ahead in towards center S's, and then I just about got ahead of him in towards turn 4. Bottom line, oh mate, that was intense. And then I think I jumped Scott by by mistake or something. Or he wasn't off guard. He wasn't expecting me. I blew past him, and then what Scott did is what Scott did, and I'm not. I mean, yes, I was in the same party as him, but I'm setting my hands clean. I've told this many times. I've got nothing. I had nothing to do with what Scott is responsible for. What he did is what he did today. So I just focused on
there's nothing
my
to
race.
worry about. There's nothing to worry about because it was your teammate who did most of the work.
Yeah,
in
I mean,
these
it's a
brilliant
shame.
battles. Yeah, of course, a shame.
It's a shame that
That he couldn't be there with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my best chance to win with constructors was pretty much a 1-2. Maybe the fast lap, and then it just went downhill. Unfortunately, with the safety car, and I was just praying that as soon as that safety car came out, I was like, oh, this is how it's gonna end it. And because I knew Fabio was gonna literally jump Scott because he was on old hard, and Fabio he just pissed him, and then the real race came 5 laps from the end, and there were times that there were times where literally I'm getting goosebumps right now, just the hair standing on the back of my arms. Just we had an epic battle going in towards turn 1. He got ahead of me, and then I literally got ahead of him in towards turn 4. And then it was a chess game, and he kind of knew what I was doing, and so he backed off, and then I just was able to get a good exit, and he just lost time. He tried to recover that in sector 2, but at the time we reached the final corner, he wasn't close enough. And oh man, I can't lie when I say this. I mean, obviously winning the season 8 constructors title with Kirby, that was great. But winning this, knowing that my rivalry with Vapid and my history with RFL, this is probably the best thing I've ever achieved in my league racing career by far.
And again, congratulations. You did everything right today.
Yeah,
No
mistakes.
No mistakes. Nothing. You just.
Yeah, I know. I didn't get no warnings. The consistency once again. I might not be the quickest. I might not be the quickest driver of 1 lap of distance, but I tried to be the most consistent. I did so many laps, and just to get a feel and a rhythm for the track, it paid off today. But before you guys sign off, I want to send a massive thank you to every single driver. Lord James, Vizcaya, Vapid, LTK Taria, yourself, Angelo, Carl, for doing commentary. You guys have been amazing. Everyone who came into me for a race or 2 or whatever, and we've had fantastic numbers on this game, especially in the second half. And that's not really the case with these games. It's always higher numbers in the first season and then low numbers in the second. But we had some really great numbers and some epic races today, especially with this one. All the drivers, all the admins, all the stewards that put up for our moan BS every single week because we act so childish. And the viewers as well for watching this. And yeah, I mean, I will say this, if it wasn't for that day in early January, Kirby, Live, Vapid, making RFL, my levels for league racing as far as enjoyment wouldn't be where they are. So thank you to the 4 of them for creating this league. Vapid, hell of a rival, hell of a competitor, hell of a champion, and a hell of a driver as well, and a hell of a person as well. And yeah, just thanks to everyone who's participated in RFL this season. And I know that I might not look good for 24, but it's finally over, and I can finally rest.
And what a great send-off that is for season 11 on this game. And I think you need some time to recover, yeah. Callie,
very
was there
well
anything you
said
want to
there.
add?
Yeah, just congratulations, Tom. You did a very good job over the season.
Thanks, man.
Did it in style with the win this evening, and
Yeah.
yeah, enjoy the championship, and yeah, enjoy the privilege of, well, if you'd like to, wear number one on your car next season.
Yeah. Man. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if the number one is, but yeah.
Anyway, I think we all need some time to recover after that one. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to have you here tonight for this absolutely brilliant finale. It has been a privilege to be here for the entirety of the season. And yeah, that's all I have to say. You guys, thank you for this amazing opportunity. Thank you for this amazing season. And indeed, I think we'll leave it at that. I think we all need to rest a little bit after that one.
Yep. Thank everyone for tuning in, and see you for season 12. And that is goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me as well. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.